Construction continues at Tidmarsh Farm in Manomet as they move closer to turning the former Cranberry bogs into a nature conservation area. One of the steps in that process was tearing down the iconic dams located at the south end of the bogs. We stopped by for the demolition. The Tidmarsh Farm restoration project is such an enormous ecological undertaking that it's easy to lose track of all of the changes that this area has gone through so far. Wherever you look, giant earth-moving construction vehicles dot the landscape, while the sounds from those vehicles permeate the air. Since so much of the construction is taking place below the surface, we thought we'd highlight one of the areas above ground that we may have missed the last time that we were here. Right behind me is the second of the two iconic dams here. They took down the other one earlier this afternoon, and by the time I finish shooting this story, this one behind me will be nothing but dust and rubble as well. Before we get to the demolition, though, we thought we'd speak with one of the engineers who could explain how they got to this stage of construction. That would be Nick Nelson.
I'm a fluvial geomorphologist.
And just in case you don't know what a fluvial geomorphologist is,
I study rivers.
As one of the engineers with Interfluve, the company that designed and is overseeing this project, Nelson was able to get us up to speed.
For the last few months here, we've been working on the main wetland bog systems, digging channel and roughening up the wetland surface out there and installing a lot of large wood into the channel and onto the floodplain. And now we're at the upstream extent of the project here at kind of the final structural component of the project, where we have this old dam here in place. The earthen embankment has been removed already, and now it's just the concrete remnants to come out here.
Of course, to get to this point, a lot of water needs to be relocated, so the workers will have a relatively dry area to get things done. And that's a tall order considering that the whole area is marsh.
We've kind of moved water around the site from east to west based on where we were working, so that for the most part we're working in the dry. In the dry means that we're not working in flowing water. Certainly here we've got water coming up from down below, several springs throughout the whole site, so nothing's dry but drier and out of flowing water is kind of what we've been working around.
With the proper conditions in place, crews can now get underway in taking down the last of the two iconic dams.
We're going to hammer out the concrete that's remaining here. Shouldn't be any effect to the flow of water here. We've already put the new channel online offline of where this structure is. So this will just be hammering the concrete, removing it from the site, and then grading through where this old structure was.
The rest of this concrete structure here will probably take a few hours this afternoon to fully hammer apart, put on the trucks, and bring to the stockpile location.
And now, just a few short hours and lots of construction later, I am standing where that iconic dam was. Reporting from Manomet, I'm Brian Sullivan, PACTV Community News.